Hey YouTube, I just got back from watching Disventure Camp episode 18, and I just have a lot of theories about Hannah's character and how she could be redeemed. And yes, I am reading this off from a script, so if ever anything feels off, then just know that you've been warned. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Wow. So far, Hannah Rojas has been planning to think strategically, because ever since the Hannah curse has eliminated her closest allies, she felt like bad luck was trailing her. Originally, she came into the show with a spark. She wasn't familiar with how the game worked, but she says she's a fast learner. Sadly, no matter how many moves she tried, Amelie got eliminated. Diego got eliminated. Tristan got eliminated, and then Benji got eliminated. Because of her chat with Natalia, she closed herself off from the others and put walls around her. She was planning to just play the game, sticking to the Girls' Alliance as just an acquaintance. But then something happened. The person whom she showed her spark to during the start of the series, the person who she helped grow and learn from her kindness, managed to return to the game. Amelie Pierre returned because of Hannah's kindness, and she couldn't have done it if Hannah hadn't believed in her. But now, Hannah's spark has died. She is now planning to think strategically and make moves, but she's not. She's not being strategic. She's being pessimistic.
If nothing goes wrong, this can be the week we finally get rid of Spencer. Or, knowing my luck, the alliance collapses and I lose my closest ally. Again. Well, if Amelie goes, it is what it is.
Because of the curse that she felt in herself, she believed that the only way to win the game was by changing herself. She closed herself off from the other people, and she wasn't able to show her true self, which is what Carnival of Chaos is about. This Venture Camp Season 4 is about showing your true self, which can be shown in most of the characters' arcs. But what Hannah's doing isn't showing her true self, it's the opposite. If this Venture Camp Season 4 continues with the theme of accepting their feelings, it would be so impactful if the person whose spark died manages to get it back and keep fighting stronger than ever. And I believe that Hannah's redemption is coming very soon. So far, let's talk about the returnees. They're obviously not here solely for their own character arcs. They're here to support the other characters. Marissa is here to help Anastasia, and Amelie is here to help Hannah. Also, there's something I've seen many people say that I just want to say is very unlikely, and I don't want to offend anyone who has this idea, but I just want to share my own thoughts. Amelie and Marissa can't be finalists. The finale, which is just like in other seasons, is supposed to show the result of the journey they went through in the camp, but it wouldn't work for returnees because they spent most of their time growing off camera. Yes, Marissa and Amelie could have their own arc soon, but they can't be in the final two because it isn't good writing if the person representing the season wasn't even in most of the episodes. The point of Amelie's return is to show how much Hannah has regressed. Think about it. There are two returnees. What's most likely is that one of the two would be eliminated really soon, and so far, both Marissa and Amelie have hints of being eliminated. So far, Isabel is grudging of Anastasia's allies, while Jade knows that Amelie could be dangerous. It would make sense for the two returnees to be eliminated before their pair. If ever Amelie were eliminated soon, it would be something really big for Hannah. It wouldn't just be like the rest of her friends' eliminations where she just continues to doubt herself. Something would change in Hannah. What if, let's say, Amelie sacrificed herself to keep Hannah in the game? It wouldn't just bum her, she'd feel guilty about herself. If her pessimism was the reason Amelie would be eliminated, she'd realize that it wasn't her bad luck that got Amelie eliminated. Amelie got eliminated because of Hannah's decisions. And aside from Amelie, there's already another character whose arc still isn't finished, and that person could be the one to bring Hannah back to her senses. I'm talking about none other than Jade Tanko. So far, Jade wasn't very good at socializing with other people, and the only people she really got to open up to were Isabel and Benji. Jade's arc is about opening up to people more, and she hasn't even gotten out of her comfort zone yet. She already made a promise to Benji that she'd talk to the people more, and so far, she hasn't even fulfilled her promise. I believe that the person she'd open up to is Hannah. They both saw Benji as a friend, and if Jade is the reason that Hannah finally reignites her flame, then it has become a full circle. She'd see the more important parts of life rather than the game. Right now, she believes that her actions of playing all willy-nilly were absurd, and she now thinks that people could be written off as expendable. But do you know how impactful it is once she realized that her spark impacted so many people for the better? If it weren't for her, Amelie wouldn't have seen the good in people. If it weren't for her, Tristan wouldn't have realized that it's okay to sit in shit. If it weren't for her, Benji wouldn't be able to socialize with people like Jade or Zaid. Even if she thinks that her actions didn't have merit, it does. And now, the very same kindness she showed to the other people will be reflected on her by Jade and Amelie. If Jade and Hannah both got to talk to each other meaningfully without thinking about the game, then that would be the peak of Jade's arc. Hannah could learn that even in the toxic atmosphere of the game, her allies could still be her friends. That's also why I feel like Hannah can't be the winner of this venture camp. Because if her arc is about shining brightly, even if she didn't win, then it would almost be cathartic. Even if she didn't win, she'd still feel like a winner. I know it seems similar to Jake in All Stars, but Hannah reaching the same conclusion as him is way more impactful. Even if the book theory about her only reaching third place is true, then it also makes sense because I think that her arc isn't about winning, but rather keeping the same Hannah within her alive. So that's my theory about how Hannah could be redeemed. I hope I didn't forget to mention anything. I also want to say that it really sucks for me, since I wanted to make a theory weeks ago about how I predicted that Spencer would be eliminated early merge, and here we are at episode 18, and Spencer got eliminated early merge. I'm really proud of this Hana theory though, and I would be making another video about the returnees' fates. So if you wanna watch that video, then make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss the next one.